Martín, en vivo, ¿eh?
¿Está en vivo? No creo.
Sí.
¿Puedo pasar esto?
Sí.
Hola.
Bom dia. Great to have you all here in Araxá for our first press conference of the season of the UCI Compact World Series, and we have a very illustrious group joining us for this first press conference of the year. We have joining us from Corbia factory team, Andreasen, who won here last year. Martin Digari Costume from Specialized Factory Racing is also with us. We have Alessandra from Thomas Maxon joining us for this event. Now, Shiga from Specialized Factory Racing, and Yeti Century Pending Collective. Lexi is also with us, and the local hero, Alex. Junior Makame is with us. Thank you for being here, athletes, and great to have you. I hope you had a good winter, and it's going to be an interesting weekend of racing. Martin, as you have the microphone, it will be all honors for you to start here today. Last year, we talked about that transition between U23, where you had a lot of success, you were a dominant figure, but you knew coming into the elite category there would be a lot of work to do, and you totally accepted that. You had a great success here in Brazil last year, your first elite podium. I thought it was a season of up and downs until that unfortunate event in Lake Placid. How did you work on everything this winter? How did you get the headspace back into the shape and the body also?
Yeah, it's been now, this is my third year in the league, so it's been a long time. I'm not 23 anymore. So yeah, obviously it's different. The racing has been very competitive, also with the Olympic last year. I've been doing things very good now. I think I had a good summer in Chile, winter maybe for most of the Europeans. But it's been good. At the end, I have a great team around me. I've been working hard. I think it's a matter of time. We will see. I think this time will tell. But I'm just looking forward. Brazil is just so nice. The people always is kind to us. So I wish and I hope we have Brazil next year. So I'm very happy to be here, and I just wanna, go for it and yeah, be up there. Yeah.
Just coming off another national championship title, what's it like to be Chilean racing in South America? It's pretty special.
No, it's pretty special. I've been racing in Araxá maybe since 6 years, so being in Araxá is also special for a Chilean. Like, I grew up racing here, so seeing the fans, there's a lot of friends coming over. You can see they are a little bit more passion, and they are close to us. So I just love it. So I expect just a great show for them. So I hope we can make a show for them, because the people just deserve it. And it's just nice to feel that vibe, that atmosphere that the people give. So I hope to represent Chile good and just make them happy. Yeah, so that's my main goal.
The vibe, you talk about the vibe, there is a vibe with this track here. We saw it, we felt it in the first rounds last season. How are you feeling it this year?
This year is, it's maybe the same, but it's faster. Like, I did the first record now, today, and it's faster. Like, it's more compact, I think. The race is going to be fast. I just love it. There's jumps, there's fast climbs, there's also tactical. It's going to be great racing. So, yeah, I expect just fast racing and good decision maybe on racing.
Simon, last year you got a win here. It seemed to be a win that gave you wings for the rest of the season. Was it a determining factor in the way you approached the season? Your headspace was good after racing and your winning?
Yeah, I think for sure it helps the confidence when you work.
And the track, is it something, the type of track that you really appreciate when it comes to racing? or are you more of a technical, long climbs type of rider?
No, I like the track. I think it's really good.
For you, it's a change of colors this year, it's a change of team. What was the main motivation? Because you were on a very strong team last year, you seem to have found your footing and your ground there. What was the motivation to make you move to work at a factory team this season?
I think, I had a really good time in Canada for 4 years, but I also think it was a good time to try something new, and I'm really happy about the choice.
And that choice is often going to play in also to your main goals of this season. Are we aiming for an overall? Are we aiming for just good positioning during races, world championship? Is there a main goal that you've set out with the Orbea factory team for 2025?
I haven't really thought about like a main goal. I think I try to be good at the races, and
Perform to the best of your knowledge. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Alessandra, last year, once again, a perfect example of the way your careers played out. You were as consistent and on time as the Swiss watch. You were once again only 2 wins, but consistent podiums. Is that the kind of approach that you want to use for 2025, or are we going for a bit more wins this year? Is that something that's planned for you?
Well, I mean, it turned out pretty good for the overall, but honestly, we always try to be consistent through the season, but there's so many challenges on its way. And the challenge from this winter was basically to have my ACL repaired. So that took me a bit of time off rehab, basically. And so I think, starting the season also puts away quite a lot of pressure because of the injury. So I'm just gonna start like how it works out and then build up towards home world championships. So I think, it's not about overall, it's more like home worlds as a goal.
The heat here is definitely a factor, the humidity. This type of course, is it somewhere where you feel you can excel coming off such a winter?
Well, for sure, I like the heat, that's one thing, and I spent quite some time during this winter in South Africa, so it was hot there as well. But in general, like the really fast racing is practical, and we will see how I'm going to manage. I didn't do too many like super fast stuff, but I think for my type of racing, it was.
There's a bit of a new structure this year where we're raising the level of competition. We're creating something that's more competitive. How do you feel you'll be able to act and beat out on every race at every venue during the stops? We have a level playing field that's gained a bit more, depth and strength. Do you think that will play in for you this season?
I think for myself, it's like I'm quite an all-rounder, let's say. So maybe I should try to be like better in one stuff and the opposite less in the other, but no. And in general, like I'm an all-rounder, and I try to be like to build up in every like section or every kind of possible need. So for sure, it's very competitive, but it also used to be very competitive in previous years, and especially at the beginning of the year when you like count how many people could win the World Cup, like 2 hands are not enough. So I think that shows enough how competitive like the field and the tracks and everything is.
Well, you feed into my next question. There's always this big question mark when we come into the first event of the season. I think this is a question that anybody can answer. I'd be interested to see what you have to say about it. That question mark, where is everybody at in the form, in their healing from an operation that you had? Did somebody overload during the winter time? How do you feel about that? What is your take on that as you come into this kind of question mark, different type of course than what we're used to in Europe and even in North America?
Yeah, referring to me, for sure, I also said it in the media back at home. My first highlight of the year is back at the start when I had the first World Cup. It's only 6 months, so that's actually my first highlight, so that takes away a lot of pressure. And I also talked to a few of the junior athletes, and they were like so nervous before. I told them like it doesn't change anything when you're ready. So I think having that little question mark where I am, is it enough for a podium, is it enough for a cup of tea? Everyone has it, and I think everyone handles it different. So I think for me, it's just like to know where my fundamental pace was or used to be the whole years I trained, and it's not that gives me the confidence to start on a solid pace and then see where it goes. And yeah, it's never like a consistent way out, it's always up and down. So I think it's where I am.
Never linear. Laura, same question to you. You're coming off a very interesting start to your season. You made a decision to split your time between the road, where you've already been a junior world champion back in 2018 at home. How has that played into your preparation, spending a lot of time on the road?
Yeah, it was definitely a new challenge, which I accepted to do. And I think this year is a good year to try it out and also to try to develop myself further. So yeah, I really been there. With SD Works, but also a good team can have MountainBike. So yeah, I'm really excited to get it started.
And also this kind of question mark coming into the first event of the season, is that something that will help you motivate yourself, or is it something that causes anxiety, a bit of pressure? How do you approach the first race of the season?
No, it's definitely motivating because at the beginning nobody knows where it is or what it is, and then it's all about giving everything from start to finish, and then
You end up, and your choice to go to the road was one that was motivated by what exactly? What said, oh, I should go and try the road again?
Yeah, that was always a little bit, it was exciting to try it as well. After being world champion on the road in juniors, I didn't want to make it, I wanted to try it also now in the elite, and the possibility which we had in Specialized to also try SD Works, and made it a great opportunity.
At SD Works, you had the opportunity to race with the Acompanhe aqui. Have they brought anything to you as a person, as a rider, as a young rider, that will help you perform on a mountain bike?
I think I can learn from every athlete. So it's an honor to be in the same team as those superstars, and it's great to ride next to them and learn as much as possible.
Thank you, Mom. Jenny, new colors, a new team for you also. Was it hard to say goodbye to Team 31 Ibis Continental? It was your baby, it was your dream. You created that team from scratch. Was it difficult to say, okay, turning that chapter and move to Canyon Collective, another very strong team, well-structured team?
No. When I started that team, it was something that I needed at the time. I needed to create my own environment, and pretty much a safe environment. And I guess I just grew out of it, and I knew already, I think 1.5, 2 years ago, that when my contract is expiring and I'm going to look for options. It was good at the time, it was what I needed at the time, but I also felt like I was ready for change and to move on and to move more into the professional factory racing again. And it's been a really, really good switch because the team I've chosen is a group of people who are really humble and down to earth, and I enjoy my time together with them. At the same time as we have more resources now compared to what I'm used to, which is a really good and exciting.
Now with this new team, have you set any goals for the season moving forward? As you say, you're working in a new structure, something a bit more supportive, something more organized. Have you set out some goals with Claudia and Sebastian, saying, okay, this year, this is what we're aiming at?
Yeah, they tell me all I have to do, and then I just have to be there and do it, Yeah, kidding. No, I haven't set up any specific goals. There's so much new things to me this year. I moved from Sweden. I changed coach. I changed teams. So there's a lot of changes for me, and I think I just want to keep learning and keep growing and improving as an athlete and human being. And one thing I think is really impressive is, I think it's almost more impressive to be consistent, Alexander, for example, rather than just winning a world title once and that's it. So if there's anything I aim for, it's to be consistent, which I think is really impressive, and I'm looking up to people who are consistent.
Well, I think you've proved that over the last few years since you've come back after a break that was very good for yourself as a person. You've proved to everybody that you're probably one of the best of your generation with, the Olympic titles, the Olympic medals, consistency in the races. What is your deep motivation? What has kept you going for so long? What has said inside the beginning, I want to go back again this year, and I want to do that, and I want to be that great athlete?
I think there is so much to look forward every season. There was a time when I didn't enjoy racing at all, and then I came back with a new motivation and realized I actually love racing. So that was really nice. And then the next step for me was to, I guess just trying to be as consistent as I can, which was really nice and good motivation. And now I have yet another motivation and challenge, and that's to with my new coach and team and everything. It was so much to learn. It's incredible. I've been racing the World Cup since 2011 or 12, I think, and I still feel like I can improve a lot, and there's so much to learn as the sport evolves and new riders are coming up, and there's always things you can do to improve, and I think that's really interesting, and I'm very curious and excited about this season.
And if anybody was out on the course today, they saw you riding with Kelsey, you're still having fun, you're moving, you're hollering, jumping over the parts of the track, so having fun is also a very important part for you, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the most important part. That's the reason why I started riding. It's really important to keep that mindset, and it's also super cool to see that the new generation of bike riders coming up, and when it comes to bike engines, they're incredible, and it looks like they're just playing around, which is really impressive, and I think it's important to keep that mindset.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it. When it comes to the younger generation and having fun, we've seen a lot of these younger riders and more experienced having it. Alex, you're definitely in a special spot. You're at home. You had great success here last year. What's it like to be in front of families and friends? We know in any sport, Brazilians are really intense when it comes to the fan base and all that. What's it like racing here?
Yeah, for me it was the best moment of my career last year. I did my first quad on an XCO. I was a under 23 rider, and they put this year on elite field here in Araxá, in front of all my family and my friends, to Brazilian ground. I think there's no best way to start my elite season that I'm gonna stay until I retire. So I think it's the best way to start it, and I'm very happy and motivated to start this.
Last year, Brazil was a good start. There was a bit of a lull after that. You came back really strong in Lake Placid. To kind of alleviate that this year, to not run into that situation, what have you done differently over the year? You've changed teams also. Has that been a major factor in your preparation for 2025?
Yeah, last year I was focused on the Olympics. I almost got the spot, and when the Olympics come and I was out, I was a bit tired, and I need to go out weekly, find myself again, and that took time. I don't want to accelerate that, but I couldn't do anything. I just accepted that, and suddenly something changed in my mind again, and specialized racing, and that motivated me again. I did another podium in that place. I changed teams for this year. Now I'm just on specialized Brazil, and I choose that because I would like to stay close to Brazilian people, especially in my first year as a lead. I know that it's a big field, it's a different game, and if I be at least relaxed, chance for me to improve will be better.
And as you come in, we talked with Martin about it in the past, as you come into the elite category, is it fear that you have? Is it motivation that you have? Is it just, I don't know what to expect? How are you approaching this first race?
Like, I don't have big expectations. I don't have like a big result in my mind. I want to see how it's going to be here in Araxá, and the only thing that I have in my head is to try my best, do my race as always. I don't think about, oh my God, this is my first year in the league, I need to show the results, I'm in front of my family, in front of all the crowd. I think the crowd will pull me to the front.
Mahmoud, I think we're going to finish up with that list with some questions in Portuguese, if you may.
Alex, você pode acabar repetindo em português mais ou menos o que o Wendel perguntou, porque é sub-23, é sub-23, elite é elite. E a pergunta é como é que foi essa transição para você, como é que você aceitou isso, como é que foi isso psicologicamente, como foi a pressão, essa mudança de categoria?
Bom, eu vou meio que falar o que eu falei em inglês, né? Ano passado chegou um resultado aqui na Araxá, fiz um primeiro pódio na categoria sub-23, e aquele com certeza me motivou muito. E não tem forma melhor de iniciar na elite, colocando elite, iniciando, estreando aqui em Araxá novamente. A vibe, a energia do lugar me motiva, me traz uma defesa. Então, eu acho que eu estou muito preparado e estou tranquilo. Sabe, mas estou feliz de poder ter chegado na elite e poder estar estudando com essa questão fenomenal. A gente, principalmente aqui,
Se você via ali pela TV, você acompanhava, e de repente você estava lado a lado com esses grandes nomes do mountain bike mundial.
eu acho que a gente tem um sentimento assim, de muita gratidão, né? Porque a gente batalha a nossa vida inteira para chegar nesse momento. E se a gente chegar lá e a gente começar a ter muito medo ou ficar muito nervoso, a gente vai estar levando aquela oportunidade no lixo. Então, eu acho que a primeira coisa é a gente olhar para o lado, ver que a gente está do lado dos 200 atletas e falar, poxa, eu consegui chegar aqui. Agora vamos traçar uma nova história.
Bom, para fechar, a gente sabe que os profissionais têm um pico de energia no treinamento, vocês vão treinando para chegar durante o ano, às vezes uma, duas vezes no máximo, um pico máximo de energia. Como é que está a tua energia para essa Copa do Mundo? Chegou no pico máximo?
Eu espero que sim. Eu trouxe essa prova como uma prova alta, justamente por ser aqui no Brasil. A gente não sabe até quando a gente vai ter essas oportunidades e correr na frente do Brasil é especial. Então, eu trouxe essa prova sim como uma prova alta, essas 2 semanas. Então, a gente já teve um aquecimento na semana passada, já trouxe uma confiança ainda maior para mim, por isso estar ali junto com todo o pessoal que estava, hoje está muito gratificado, com certeza me trouxe uma certa tranquilidade, e agora vamos para cima e imitar toda a oportunidade.
Perfeito, boa sorte. Lembre.
Before we let you guys go, are we ready for any questions from them? Does anybody have a question they'd like to ask? And maybe say the same thing in Portuguese.
Alguém do público tem alguma pergunta para fazer para os atletas? Só levantar o braço.
My name is Marcos from Bike Magazine, and I want to ask you, Jamie. Jamie, Brazil is a country that brings luck to you. It's my impression. Or...
Say it again, sir.
Lucky, good luck for you.
In Brazil.
Yeah, you have My question is, you are starting this season, a double round in South America, in Brazil. It's far away from Europe. Is it good or is it bad to be a double round? Because you stay away from home a long time, and it's far away. So I want to know about this. Would it be nice if it was only one round or two is elected or yours?
I mean, since we're here, I think it makes sense to do more than one race. It's quite a trip for just one race, so I think it makes sense. I'm not very homesick, so it's okay being away from home. It's also nice to be at the same place for 2 weeks, I think. That creates some kind of routine, so you don't have to stress and travel to the next place. As we did last year, was quite a trip from my course to here. So I think it's all right.
Mais alguma pergunta? Any questions? Okay.
On a fast course like this, who do you most stay? Like, who do you think is going to win, apart from you?
That's a tricky question. Simon did a pretty good job last year. I don't know what's his intention this year. But I think it's very open. Like I said, it's different years, not one year, everyone is just preparing as much as I can. So I think my teammate Victor also is pretty strong now. Great. So my whole team is pretty strong. But at the end, I don't know. It's gonna be fast, it's gonna be tight. So yeah, I hope I will.
Thanks. Same question, Laura. Yeah. Do you think it'll be a whole specialized team as well?
I hope so, John. Yes, they deserve it definitely to go for the podium. But it's a really hard question. You can't underestimate anyone. So we are here to race and give a great battle and a great show. And let me see.
Mais alguma questão? Ok.
Meu nome é Jaqueline, eu sou da assessoria de comunicação da prefeitura, my name is Jaqueline. I'm working at the communication of the city. E eu minha pergunta é convidá-la, se possível, se alguém puder traduzir por gentileza. A gente ouviu falar muito sobre a pista daqui de Araxá, né, que é uma pista que ao longo dos últimos anos ela vem sendo melhorada, vem sendo feito alguns investimentos nessa infraestrutura. Então eu gostaria de saber o que ele acha dessa pista, né? Vocês como atletas enxergam essa pista aqui de Araxá, é um dos motivos que faz com que a cidade acabe recebendo aí também 2 etapas do evento.
Do you understand? We talk about the track, the change of track, the investment on the track. What do you think about it?
Yeah, no, I know.
If you can answer in Spanish, in slow, it's fine.
Spanish slow?
It's slow, yeah.
Português, I can speak. Sí, es una pista muy legal. Muchos cambios, muchos saltos, los riders, sobre todo europeos, estiman mucho los saltos, los obstáculos. Creo que hay mucho trabajo atrás en esa pista. Yo no creo que haya una pista con más trabajo que ahora allá. Muchos obstáculos grandes, saltos grandes construidos para el evento. So, esa combinación de pista rápida y saltos podrían ser también más grandes en el futuro. Pero nada, me gusta mucho y hace la competencia mucho más interesante y buena para ver la televisión.
Mais alguma pergunta? Anybody else? No? Okay.
Thank you very much for your time and best of luck this weekend. Thank you all for being here. And now it's time to get ready for racing, folks. Muito bom.
sé. Pero no veo los comentarios.
No, es porque ese es el programa de streaming. Valeu,
¿Cuánta
chao.
gente hay? Chao.
Voy a ver ahora. Porque ese es el programa de streaming. Chao.